All right. Last we left off, basically the group sorting out things that were happening with the ship. Sia's running through her sermons, teaching people how to read and write in Arcosian, just sort of elevating the education of those on the ship, as well as sort of fumigating and strengthening the religious worship of the ones that she believes that she is herald, and it is her job to do so. At the same time, though, there are problems issuing with some of the crew who do not worship Alvina and Kashotan. And because of that sort of unchecked uh, disagreements, opposing views, a restlessness has evolved and increasing over the time, short as it is, but it has been while on the ship. They ended up finding out that the crew is sort of being made to go to these sermons by orders of the captain, who turns out isn't doing so well. He's definitely on the low end, depressed, low, quick to anger. Um, Probably just because he misses his wife, and uh, it looks like the duties that he is taking care of aren't in his ballpark.
Yeah.
He is the overall arching captain, but it was his wife that sort of ran the dailies. Besides that, there is the mystery in regards to what is happening with this hobgoblin and three goblins. The hobgoblin seems to have at least believed to be a warforged, maybe. He doesn't really eat, or if he does eat, it's very strange. He doesn't really breathe, at least when he's asleep. And that there appears to be some sort of connection between him and the sort of negative feelings that the crew have in regards to certain aspects of what the group is doing. Not only that, it appears that he may have, in the future, possibly kill one of the other crew members and maybe turn him into a warforged as well. The vision that Finch had was vague and up in the air. Besides that, there was the fact that there possibly a spy within the three wizards, the half-elf, who appears to be shady and is delivering notes that is not to be trusted. And then finally, two biggest things that come up was the fact that the lowest door connecting sort of the bottom of the ship that would have led to it outside to load up that sort of extra cargo was magically left unlocked. One of the elven wizards said, I probably forgot about it, but it's skeptical. And that the ship has been connected to another ship by magical means, and the introduction of this battle-scarred weary tabaxi, who upon lengthened conversations with Ezekiel, reveals to him in his treasure room three powerful magical artifacts, one of which is sort of the only thing that sort of stands out with a known description, is the glaive that Munakata had. The other items being what looks to be a form of deck of cards of some sort, and the other item being a diamond-encrusted golden chest plate. This treasure room filled with jewels and coins, unfathomably large for how small the room looked from the outside, as Ezekiel did not step in. But the sort of strange thing was that the door to the room was opened magically with a coin that had the same sort of likeness to the ones that were found within the labyrinth, within the chest that sort of like continuously overflowed with golden coins that disappeared once they bounced off the carpet that the chests were on onto the stony floor, who Wessel had grabbed 10 of, who had given to Ezekiel to pay Munakata with. But upon sort of showing Ezekiel these wares as a sign of like trust, because this tabaxi is very much wanting to become acquainted with and to validate that a member of the crew, Finch, it does indeed have the eyes of future sight. Because the tabaxi proclaims himself to be a hunter of artifacts for paying members. And I think last we left off, the captain had just been informed by Finch about issues pertaining to the door on the bow of the ship, bottom of the ship, being sort of unlocked. That he had been informed by Sia, hey, if you got any issues, talk to me about it. There are some things you're not doing quite so well on that is causing unrest. And that been made aware that they're going to be docked together until at least tomorrow. And right now it's about probably like 3 in the afternoon, and looking to set up some form of communal dinner on the decks of the ship. And that's sort of where we left off and where we pick up.
Am I can't remember with anybody at the moment.
Not that I remember without looking to a video.
Yeah. Okay. I will. In my mind, I'm like, I'm just alone on the deck or whatever. Like, I'm not really with anybody. And I start
you're basically alone. Crew from other sides are talking, playing Sudoku and Mahjong together, talking, communicating.
I will close vessel sheet, so I don't get confused with my own one. I'm going to sit and ponder for a bit. And I kind of like my mental thoughts kind of go, oh shit, okay, this guy's probably killed a bunch of Ronin. We're in trouble. He wants to meet Finch. He's probably going to die. And it's possibly my fault. Or it's coincidence he's docked here and he's landed upon on his lap this possible,
bounty
gift. Yes. So, and I know Westel only had 10, or do I need to still find out that for myself that he has of those coins?
No, I think faux pas on my behalf for not reading his sheet properly.
Yeah.
But I believe Wessel would have been upfront in telling you that that's all the magical coins gone.
Okay. And that's the only way into this dude's room.
Yes. And also remembering that, surprisingly, his ship, 1-for-1, had the same
layout
build
as us.
and layout as your ship.
Does this group's like uniform look similar to ours?
No. Theirs is way more piratey.
Yeah, yeah.
In that it's unkept, but they are wearing forms of leather with weapons at their sides.
Yeah. In my conversation with it's Kurabashi, right? That's the bounty hunter guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. With my conversation with Kurabashi, did he mention where he was going to be?
No, he did not mention. Basically, trying to steer as much the conversation in towards, hey, I want to be, hey, how are you? And then you told him who you were and who your friends were, and then he sort of latched onto that and is like,
yeah,
I want to see this Finch guy.
Yeah, cool. And his team outnumber our team quite a lot, right?
Yeah. From what you can see, like, you're not the captain didn't bring fires. The captain brought crew, and he made sure that the crew aren't armed.
Did I, in my conversation with Kirabashi, would I have picked up on any arcane energy from this man. Like, my mind is going to. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, cool. Either how do I get this guy through whatever means, or you know, it would I think this guy has that ability to see true sight. So if I was to like say, yes,
I just wanted to let you know that I'm alive.
I'm glad to see you're alive, mate. It was a good night.
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
Glad to hear.
I'm in hot mood.
Not good.
A lot.
Okay. Would I know if, or could I get any insight to see if Kibashi has the ability for true sight if I was to say use my potion of invisibility, or give that to somebody who could use it?
Roll for me a history check.
All right. That is going to be a 17 plus history.
Yep.
17 plus 5, that is a 22.
All right. Just going back through the conversations and just him walking you through the ship
Yeah.
and just trying to pick up anything. The very sort of presence that he gives off is like one of nonchalant, but like, you know, chest is out
Yeah,
sort of
for
way.
sure, yeah. Big shot,
Like,
but
yeah,
like...
yeah, big shot. But still also like, I don't need to prove anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fucking my scars tell me.
Yeah.
But in regards to, you don't think, or at least he doesn't give off that he is a practitioner of the arcane arts. He doesn't have the build. He doesn't like have the stereotypical build for one.
All right.
But you did see going through the ship at least 3 members of his party were at the very least stereotypically wizard coded.
Yeah. Okay. So my mind now goes to... I'm going to go find Wessel.
Yeah.
And I kind of just, I guess, do a quick little dash around to see where I think you would be if I know where he is.
Yeah. Wessel was following a guy, and that has stopped for right now.
Yeah.
But you're able to track him down.
All right, okay. Wessel, I have something very important I need to ask you.
Okay, what is it?
So, the man who leads the ship that we're docked against, I am all but certain he means to kill Finch for his eyes. This man...
Right, so what do we do?
So, I know you don't have any more of those magic coins you gave me to give to Mudokata, which I think actually killed him, by the way. So we may have been, indirectly murderers in that sense. But I was thinking, because you're quiet and I have a potion of invisibility, if you were to say drink this potion, and then somehow, if you could, steal the golden coin from this man's pockets.
I mean, I could give it a go, but if this guy thinks... yeah, sure.
Well, the thing is, I don't want to do this, and then you do it, and then he kills you. Then I'd feel very bad. Because I would like to go kill this man. I think he needs to be stopped. But issue is if I openly attack him, without any sort of item that's going to give me a guaranteed go, then I think it would incur the death of the ship. Because those guys would attack our guys, and they outnumber us, and we're not particularly united by one major ideal. So, and the captain's not there. So really, is that or we just bail? Like I get Finch to call upon his favor with the queen, down south, and she pulls us back. I think that's what she's able to do, or whoever it was that he has that ability to do. So,
I mean. Maybe. I
guess I'm here looking for counsel with you. I guess if you think we should do this or not.
Look, I could probably still steal from this guy.
Right.
Right. It's maybe we wait.
Okay.
Crew were talking about having some sort of dinner up on the decks. So I guess while everybody socializing, there's got to be less people, inside the ship.
Yes.
Give it a go there.
Yes, yeah, that's a good idea. Or, no, I was gonna say maybe I don't know anyone who knows how to undock, but it's a magical dock, so I don't really know how to fix that. All right. Well, let's wait till dinner time, and then we'll see what we do.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come see you at dinner time.
All right.
Out of game, how long does the potion of invisibility last? Do I know? Is there instructions on this vial?
You would know from previous experience that the potion lasts about an hour.
An hour. Okay, cool. All right. Cool. All right. From there, I'm gonna pray to the Queen, and let her know that I seek her guidance tonight. And
Probably a history
as-
check. Religion check, sorry.
religion, yeah, can do. Let me scroll up, and then I'll look at my spells and see if there's anything that can help me out here. That's 11 plus 5. That is going to be a 16, mate.
All right. You find the time, sidebar to solace and pray, and for the most part, you feel like you're just running through the motions, hoping the general gist that she hears you, she at least silently gives you, please give me a lending claw to fucking sort this out.
Yeah. Just essentially, just like, don't make me feel, just like, Lord, give me strength. That sort of shit, right? Just like, give me the courage to do this, and to make sure I don't do the wrong decision. Because Ezekiel's essentially confirmed that this guy, he needs to die. And if this other guy, if Kiribashi survived to fight Mudokata, it's very possible that Ezekiel does not survive this fight. So his mindset is, cool, get me into that room of treasures. Use the cards. I'm not really worried about them. I'll probably keep them for the sake of anything. I'll just give it to, if I can get in. The plan is get the cards, give them to Essel as like a, hey, here's a thank you, and you love your gimmicks and your trinkets and shit. Here's yours. Wear the plate if it fits, and use the glaive, and just fucking, that'll give me the best shot at killing this dude. Because I feel like I've now stepped in it pretty bad with what I've said to the guy.
Yep.
Without really thinking about it. And maybe he's not, like, thinking back on the conversation with them, him having these collectibles, right? Having the shit from the Ronins and stuff. Well, I can't really say it specifically about the Ronins. I can't remember if he hunted the Ronins as a job, and he's having the stuff as a job, or if he has these things, or these artifacts as a passion to hunt for them, or if he's being paid to get them. Can I remember that part of the conversation? I don't remember what his distinction was.
It is both a passion of his,
Yeah.
but it is most definitely a job. He gets them, and he gives them.
Okay,
He's
so he's
paid.
not going to keep those artifacts. I don't know.
No. Just that he's paid.
To kill the Ronins. He could just be keeping this stuff.
Yeah. At the very least, you know that at least the only people he's been after are Ronins.
Yeah.
And that he is paid to do it, but you definitely get the inclination that he enjoys it.
If I flick back on my history,
Yep.
in regards to the Warlords and the Ronins from 25 years ago,
Yep.
the Ronins had nothing to do with the gems, right? It's just the Warlords had the gems? Or
Yeah,
would the Ronins handle the gems?
No, the gems were only handled by the warlords. The Ronin were like 100% loyal to
Yeah.
loyalist.
A Warlord is the Emperor, and the Ronins are fucking...
Malcadors.
Yeah, Malcadors. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. There's really nothing else I could think I need to prep. I might just start looking at my spells.
Yep.
And just seeing what I've got here that I could prepare. Do I need to prepare them for tomorrow, not today? What have I got prepared? Magic weapon, restoration.
So,
really nothing
while you're
else.
doing that,
Yeah.
Sia, what is going on?
What are we doing?
Unless somebody is essentially asking for assistance, she'll just keep an eye on, like, continue acting normally, doing the sermons and such like that, but just keeping an eye in case of suspicious activity or whatever.
Yeah. Perfectly fine. Brandon, you there, brother?
Yeah, I am here.
All right, brother. We are to you. Which is, I believe, the last thing was you have just told the captain about the problems arising within the ship in regards to the fact that the bottom door was not done properly. And you told him something else of importance, and he said he would look into it.
Well, I think actually what the last thing that was it not emptying that guy's backpack? That happened after that, didn't it?
Yes, my bad. You had emptied the backpack. There was
There was a trap, but we didn't find anything
No.
that pointed to what kind of trap, but just that I can see that the bag was rigged.
Yes.
That guy said, nice. I don't even think I found that note.
No, there was no note.
Or really anything. Which is good, because I don't know how I was going to finesse that one off him, but... No note. No, and old mate might be in trouble or is missing. That was the yes, and then I went into the room, I spoke briefly to Ezekiel, and then I think that was the last thing.
Yes. Evander is somewhere on the ship.
But not dead, thank God. I was scared that... I mean, I didn't tell him to go in the bag, but I did tell him about the bag, so I would feel even just a little partially responsible for him going into the bag and killing himself. I don't know why he would do this, but...
Who knows the things that Evander would do? You know, he's not alive anymore, so, you know, his brain's not there.
Yeah, I think I was working on checking out that sus wizard.
Yes.
Because I was wondering if it was going back to that guy somehow. Or, I don't know. Somehow the drama just never stops on this ship. There could very well be two entirely different mole networks. Completely separate and coincidentally on the same ship. So that guy might not even know what the fuck the Hobgoblin is up to. What I am going to do is I'm going to try and shadow the elf guy who, you know, quote, needed to bet 15 gold or whatever it was.
Yes, that is the guy that you have stuck Wessel on.
Oh, is he still following him?
He took a small break to suss out some other stuff, which Ezekiel has spoken to before essentially going back to his job.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, in that case, I might shadow the Goonies instead. The guys that were following him in the hallway.
The three goblins?
Yeah. Well, not all three of them, because if they split, I can't. But, no, one of them. I'll just pick one of them at random and follow that one around.
Alright. Leaving, sussing out what's going on, notice that as you're turning, just before you turn into one of the hallways, you overhear a low but sort of angrily worded conversation between the supposed mole within the wizardry and the hobgoblin.
A conversation between the two of them.
Yes.
It's hushed tones, but you can identify the voices.
Can I try and safely tune my ears a little bit to hear what's being said?
Sorry, Brent, you're gonna have to repeat that. That was very staticky. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Damn.
Would I be able to tune my ears a little bit to hear what they were saying?
Yes. Roll a
Niching your own
Perception.
ears.
yeah. Roll a perception check for me.
All right.
It sounds like the guess. That's awesome. Commander Shepard.
No, it's Ship Commander.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I don't think fucking investigated token on that one. But that's gonna be
It's normal. That's awesome.
that's gonna be a 18.
18.
Dan, it's gonna be 7 Kiribashi murders him. He's got the fucking. He's like.
You overhear the half elf goes quiet, and the bugbear goes. So, that's who you've been messaging this entire time. When were you going to jump ship? Tonight? Tomorrow? Word has already spread that the lock on the bottom door was forgetfully not renewed. If harm befalls this ship before that other ship leaves, you're going to wind up within the bottom of the ocean. And I'll deliver you there myself. There's a small, silence, and then you hear the sound of footsteps coming your way.
Right. That's Ord. Oh well, I mean, I guess I'll follow as normal. No, I'll switch targets to the wizard now. Actually, I mean, he's just gonna be in that room all day, though. Those fucking wizards—they're always in that fucking room.
He does not. Are you following casually, or are you trying to keep a bit of stealth when you want to follow this guy?
No, I mean, I'll tell you what. I'll be ducking in and out of stealth. Like, I don't want to be overtly hidden, but I also don't want to for him to notice me all fucking day, because that's a little weird.
All right, well, roll the stealth check for me anyway.
15? Is that 15? My stealth is 3? Yeah, it is. It's 15.
All right. You're able to keep up the way you want to keep up. And in times when you're sort of not hiding yourself, he does notice you. But he does not return to the sort of the driving part of the ship at all. He does go to the bow of the ship twice. Each time he does that, he goes and checks on the door.
He checks on the door.
Yes.
It's been locked this time, right?
Yes. The one you informed one of the other wizards about it, they came down and manually renewed it. So it lasts until the following day.
Oh, I was just making sure that hadn't somehow been unlocked. You know.
No.
Unlocked.
You notice that he gets a bit frustrated on the first visit. but he doesn't sort of give off as to why he's frustrated. But a safe guess would be probably because, it was his shift when he forgot to renew it, and now it's renewed. On the second visit, he casts a spell, and you have no idea what it does or what it did.
Okay. I mean, if he hasn't gone back to the driving part of the ship, and he just... What is he doing between these visits to this door?
He goes to the deck of the ship. He goes up on top of the deck. He
Deck
converses
and door,
with,
deck and door, deck and door.
He converses with some of the crew. He converses with some of the other ship's crew. And only once do you see him talk to Mr. Kibu, the captain of the other ship.
Right. Well, since he doesn't go back to the driving part of the ship, I might go in there while he isn't.
Yeah.
Leave him alone for a bit. I remember where he sits, right? It's like in the fucking... on the left side.
Yep.
I'm literally just gonna start flicking through some of his shit. I doubt he'd leave anything there, but I may as well check.
Yeah, no worries. You go in there, the other two elven wizards are there, they give you a nod and hello, and then sort of go back to their work, checking over stuff, casting unknown spells. You go up to sort of his sort of table, look around, make a perception check.
Yep. Perception. Perception. There we go. Thank you, Wii U controller. That was terrible. I'm going to use another inquisitive thing here. Another... Oh my god. Alright, well that makes it... What the hell? Oh, this is the wrong sheet. That makes it... 24.
Alright. You're going over, and it's all mundane, daily paperwork, note-taking, ledgers, and books containing information in regards to what's being used, what time it's being used. I casted this when and here. My compatriots took over, casted this when here. It's all just elaborate note-taking. Until you move one of the pieces of paper and a second one sort of slips out underneath. And for a second, there's nothing on it. It's blank. And then as you sort of take a closer look, faintly engraved on it is residual ink from a page that was on top of it that has been written on. The ink has sent... He used too much ink on that top piece of paper, and so what he was writing engraved on the one underneath. And the one underneath reads, "We were wrong. They're moving out towards the sea further north. We're going to be there quicker than anticipated. You are right. The artifact is on the ship. We will be docked, hopefully, out to sea 1 or 2 days."
I knew it! This motherfucker's been paid, man.
I wonder what artifact he's talking about.
Unfortunately, there's not much more in regards to it. By the time you get further down, the ink has already been used up to a point where it's just not legible to read anymore.
Fucking excellent. Alright, well, in that case, I'll turn to the other wizard, one of the other ones back there.
Yep.
And I'll, would one of you be able to do me a small favor?
Ah, Master Finch. Why, of course. What is it?
I will require your services down in the belly of the ship. It's that door again.
Of course. More than happy.
I'll lead him down.
Yep. Making your way down, arriving at the back door.
Would you just be able to check out the enchantments on the door? It looks different to my eyes, you see, from last night, and I'd be sure to like emphasize, like, my eyes,
Yes, of course. But I don't see anything different, Master Finch. The door is indeed locked, both physically and arcanely.
Oh, you can just tell by looking at it.
Yes.
It's just that my vision being, uh, I suppose, a bit different. I can see that something about the door has changed, but I'm no mage. I don't know what's different about it. All I
You
know is
just
that
do. Well, then allow me a sort of more a personal check. And he starts to just go over the door frame. He casts a spell of his own, and he goes, I guess in a way you were right, Master Finch. It is different, but not in the way that I originally thought. I thought maybe something had been tampered, or it's a different spell. It is the same spell. The door is locked. But the lock is new. It is ahead of schedule.
is that going to disrupt anything? That should be fine, right?
In a way, yes. But the time with which we do the lock is at the end of its length, and it has not been up yet. The only way to do the lock anew at a new time is if the lock was dispelled, which has been the case. The original spell has been dispelled, and a new one has been put in its place.
But is that fine? There's not a very long list of people on the ship that can do that.
To my understanding, no. There's just us three controllers plus Sia.
Well, what does this mean?
I don't know. To be honest.
So we cast the spell at the end of its length, or it can be dispelled and then reset. So couldn't whoever's next to take care of the door, couldn't you simply dispel it when it was supposed to be renewed originally and then recast it again?
Yes, that could be the case, but the spell itself is a unique sort of new make of its kind, and so it takes twice the magical effort to cast that spell. It's a waste to start it again, which is why we renew it at the end of its cycle, where the magical residual is still there.
Well, I mean, what it sounds like is that we either have to spend a little extra effort setting the schedule back on course, or just dealing with this new schedule.
There is no issue with dealing with the new schedule.
Well, would you be able? Can you tell when the door enchantment ends?
No, personally, I'd have to ask whoever cast the new enchantment.
how long does this spell last normally? 12 hours.
Yeah, about 12 hours.
How long did I see? How long ago did I see that elf cast that spell? Like 20, 30
Yesterday.
minutes? No, when I was following him.
Oh, following him about 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago. Well, looking at it through my, unique sight, the door's brightness sort of makes it look relatively freshly cast. I would say maybe it'll be up in 10 hours.
Well, I appreciate your insight into this. I will note this down. Thank you.
9 hours.
Your vision couldn't tell me who cast the spell, could it?
Well, it certainly could if I used. Well, if I stepped into the veil beyond and looked left and right before crossing over, but it is. I like to not abuse the powers of a god.
Very well. We must. I'm not one for faith myself, but testing the powers of the gods is not one that I particularly wish to do. So, if we can help it, I say we don't do it.
Well, we can still use mortal earthly means, like, say, pattern recognition. Say someone who has not quite done what they were supposed to be doing before, someone who has the ability to cast spells, someone who's on this list, narrows it down pretty damn far, I would say.
All right. I understand what you're saying. I will speak to my brother and we will come up with a solution to this problem.
Oh, you're brothers. With.
You could not tell the similarities between us?
Well,
We
a
are...
lot of people look sort of similar to me. But no, I could not tell.
That's okay. But it will be sorted out before the big dinner tonight. We've been invited.
Sounds good. Is that the big thing with the other ship?
Yes.
Oh. Well, don't get too sauced.
No, I don't plan to. I would like to speak and converse with the other ship's controllers. See how they're doing, how their ship fares.
Well, that sounds exciting.
It is all but benign numbers, really, but useful information nonetheless.
Well, I guess it's just that I find useful information exciting. But
Well,
you're the one controlling the ship. Your passions are allowed to be wherever they may. But no, thank you for. I do consider this a favor, by the way, coming down here and checking this out. I don't pretend to be an authority over you, so I did consider this a favor. Thank you very much.
by all means, Master Finch. Thank you.
All right, I'll leave you to it, and I'll walk away somewhere while I'm thinking. Don't really know where I'm going. I'm going back to my quarters. Yep, that's what I'm doing.
No worries. You did notice that during your conversations that you were being watched, unsure as to by who. You just know that there was a presence there, at the very least eavesdropping upon your conversation.
That's good because I didn't think I really said anything too crazy. I didn't even specifically name anyone that I was suspicious of. I said, "Oh, your brothers with?" Like as a question. Like I didn't know who the fuck he was talking about. That was literally me covering my ass too. I said, "Oh, your brothers," and I'm like, "Shit!" I just gave away that I'm suspecting a specific person, and then I went, with?" But yeah, I'll head back to my room.
Yep. You head back there. Ezekiel is also there, and just arriving after you is Wessel, who has in his possession like 7 meters worth of snakeskin that he just throws onto the floor.
Um,
Well, that's good.
what happened to the man you were following?
Well, you're looking at him.
What?
So I lost track of him when I got interrupted by conversation from some of the staff. And then when I tried to find him again, he was in the process of being turned into snakeskin.
By who?
I can only guess that it was Evander because as he was turning into snakeskin, Evander was turning from snakeskin back into Evander. It was a very disgusting ordeal.
Well, that makes me wonder who the hell was in that bag? Maybe that was the trap. Oh my god. What is even happening? I am. Do you know where Evander is now?
Um, Last I saw, he was making his way through to the lower ends of the ship. And normally he just doesn't look happy. I think that's just because he can't move much muscles in his face because he's dead. But this particular instance, he did just generally look very angry.
Well, okay, interesting.
It's for concern, right?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't talk to Aveda. That's you guys' thing.
Well, based on what Wessel said, I'll see if I could go find him.
Yeah.
Before you go, Finch, there is something I'd like to bring up about tonight that may or may not happen.
Okay, what's that?
You know that guy that was asking to see you?
Oh, yes?
I think he's going to kill you, so I'm going to try and kill him first.
Alright. And I go and walk away and look for Evander.
Oh, at least he's not too concerned about that. That's good.
Ezekiel, should we tell also Sia about this? I feel like the more help we have,
yeah, she's probably
the
the more
better.
important one, just so because she's kind of tied to the ship a bit more than we are.
Yeah, I think she's the most important piece out of this group that we have at the moment.
Yes, agreed. Where is she?
Still at the bottom of the ship, I think, teaching people to read.
Well, they could be illiterate for a couple more seconds. Let's go find her and tell her.
No worries.
We head down.
All right. Ezekiel and Wessel find Sia first.
Before Brandon does his thing.
Yes.
Alright, cool. Alright, so we get there. See ya. Sorry, people. I hope you're reading well. Can I see you for a moment? See ya? Privately?
Okay.
What do you... I hope they're reading a fun book. just kind of like pass the time, and I pull you aside and I go, see ya. There's something I must tell you that will probably happen tonight.
Okay.
So, the man that runs the ship that we're docked against, I believe he intends to kill Finch for his eyes tonight or tomorrow. At some point, I think he is going to attempt it. I don't have actual confirmation or know it as fact, but my conversation with him, and he brought me down to his little collection room because I was talking about artifacts with him for whatever reason, maybe. And he has the Ronin's gears. He's been killing Ronins. And I think him knowing that Finch has the Warlord Gems as eyeballs, or the further extent of what that means, makes me think that he will try to take them from us. So me and Wesley are trying to decide how we're going to get him. Whether we try and break into his room and steal his stuff back, I don't know. Because if I just go open warfare against him, I think it would incur the death of the ship. So I just wanted you to know that that's probably going to happen.
And you don't have a plan.
Well, we have a small plan where
Yes.
I get given a potion of invisibility.
Correct.
Try to pickpocket off him.
Correct.
A
Magical coin,
ancient
the one that you gave me.
magical coin that he appears to have. And the only sort of knowledge of these magical coins is when we pick them up, or when I pick them up from the labyrinth.
Did you actually
then I
pick this
gave-
here? Did
The
you
what?
pick up
I
any of
was
the
there,
coins? Did you pick up any of the coins?
Uh,
Oh, please tell me you did, please.
I don't believe so.
Fuck. Do we know that Finch did?
I don't remember.
Cool.
I will ask Finch next time I see him. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I still continue the plan.
Yeah. So the sort of vague idea that we have here is that during tonight's feast, when everybody is sort of preoccupied with drinking and having fun, is that I can give it the potion, I drink the potion, I find what was his name again?
Kurabashi.
Gurabashi. I try and nick the coin off him to go to this supposed treasure room, and when I'm in the treasure room, I take the 3 items that were there, which Ezekiel has told me is a glaive,
Yep.
a diamond encrusted golden chest plate,
Yep.
and a deck of cards,
Yes, correct. Which are yours?
which he's going to give me for some reason, and then I guess deliver it back to him for then him to use to then kill Kurabasha.
Correct. Kurabashi.
So that's what we have. But
And
any
who's
other
Kurabashi
ideas
again?
would be great. Who?
Kurabashi.
Yes.
Who's that again?
He's the leader of the other boat. Ship.
I haven't met him, but supposedly he's the captain.
He's a tabaxi. Well, I think he's the captain. I'm pretty sure he was.
Did he say he was the captain?
Even so,
Good. Yeah.
even if he is a leader or not, doesn't necessarily mean that he's the one who's going to attempt the murder.
No, but we've cut the head off the snake, and the body recoils.
Or 2 more grow back.
Hydras do exist.
There's no hydras here. Has been a hydra narcosis for 24 years.
How would you know? We haven't been here for 24 years.
I just
Would
wanted
that
to
make
take a
you the
number
Hydra?
No, it wouldn't make me the Hydra at all. But don't react to that. Look, I was just throwing a number out there. But, it's possible that, something here is afoot. I think there's a reason why we've docked with this ship in the middle of the fucking sea. It's a predisposed thing. It has to be, surely. And I saw the captain
don't doubt
shake
that.
hands with his captain. So, and I think, if he's hunted Ronins, then it only makes sense that the next gear up is going to be the gems. And if he
So
has
I
these
don't
coins
think-
from the labyrinth, for sure, some reason he must know the labyrinth. He does know a little bit of the labyrinth due to
Did you tell him? What haven't you told him, Ezekiel?
Specifics, but I gave him the gist of what we were.
Does he know what we found in the labyrinth? Does he know that Navina was in the labyrinth?
No, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. I said none of that stuff.
I'm fucking surprised, to be honest.
Fair enough. He does not know about Avina. He doesn't know about any of that stuff. He doesn't know about. Well, he knew we found statues of Goktendri. He knows about that. He knows about the Golden Lotus and a cat. That's all he knows about. And where we entered the labyrinth. He doesn't know specifically where.
When did you tell him?
Yeah, 4 hours ago, maybe.
That is more than enough time for that information to be passed on to someone else, even if we do kill him. On top of that, killing him means cutting off any information we could get.
So we don't destroy his ship. That's the plan.
I don't think we could do that. I think we do our best to not fight this guy.
Right.
I think we just run deterrence and defense. Like, if this guy's killing rodents, like, we fought, Kishoten that one time, but we had Alvina's help for that. Yeah, that's as high as we've gone.
Yeah.
We haven't really been. When was the last time we fought a dude that was killing dudes that we were scared of?
We haven't done that.
No, we haven't.
Yeah. How about we poison the food for the dinner?
Then basically that would fall on us as being responsible, and then our ship gets attacked.
Yes.
I did hear, or I've heard, that we are the ones forking out the food.
Well, this is a tricky situation to work around.
A defensive matter would be best if we could maybe set up the meeting room where we are eating with preparations should it become a fight.
I think it's a good idea.
I just pumped that. He just woke up.
Well, I think that's a good idea.
I mean,
Yeah, dinner separately.
we're eating on the deck, and the crew is mingling unless we want to eat with their. What are we? We're like the elites of this ship. So
Correct.
if we share a dinner with their elites, where exactly would that be? Do we want to eat with the rest of the crew on the deck, or do we want to eat in a more, smaller room, which has its own difficulties?
I think on the deck's probably a bit safer. In case if there's anything that kind of comes up, we're all together.
And on top of that, if we're eating with the crew, we leave ourselves open from a mute.
Mm.
I mean, we could try and have it where, I don't know. Is there? We could lock the doors or something. I don't know.
That's all. I mean, it's possible, right?
And none of us really specialize in this stuff, do we?
No, I definitely don't.
I specialize in killing, but it's really not even specialty, to be honest. It's just something I've done.
It's not really a specialty. No.
Yes.
It's got as big a specialty in harassing.
Well, I can powerbomb pretty well.
Then maybe we should be talking this through with Finch as well.
Yes.
You might
well,
have some ideas to help set this up.
There's some time before dinner. We'll wait here. I'm going to wait here at least until Finch returns, and then speak to Finch.
Well, then I will go and find Finch to let him know that we want to talk to him.
Cool. He just left maybe 5-10 minutes ago.
All right. And then Wessel leaves. Finch. You find Evander down in the bottom storage hold.
I find him.
Yes.
All right. I'll be like, Evandia.
He turns to you as he was facing away, and as he turns to you, his face is that of a gaunt, skin-tight, pale, elven man. And Finch, how goes it?
You're speaking.
You are talking to me, Arclight.
Well, I was hoping to speak to Evandia.
Evander is a bit predisposed at the moment, but you can speak to me. What is the issue?
Well, I'm not here asking for advice. I am here to tell Evander something. So it's not really going to give me what I need if I tell you.
He will still be able to hear you. I am just controlling him right now. He hasn't left.
Would you have been controlling him since, say, round about halfway last night?
I have been on and off in using him as a movable vessel.
Is it you who's turning random people into snake skin?
It needed to be done.
Okay, well, the thing about that is that the people that you've hit are people that are of interest to us.
Right.
So it would help if you could share with the group.
In regards to what exactly?
You just said it had to be done.
Yes.
So share with the group.
Well, it had to be done. He had seen my face.
That's not terrible. Most of the crew know Evandia.
But none of
Or
the
at least
crew
they know that he's on here.
know me.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
And I'd like to keep it that way. Until I have arrived in Arcosis. Which, just to let you and Sia know, will be in 3 days.
Well, fine. I came here to tell Evander that the small goblin fellow that he told to stay in the room, I'm letting him out. I didn't want him to take that literally. I did not want him to harm the goblin for moving. I'm going to go back up there and tell him that he can move. And I wanted to see what he knew of the goblin fellow that he was following around and what he knew of. Well, he's snake skin now, so I don't know what he knows, but yeah, I was just here to touch base with Evander.
Yes, Finch. I can see that. But I can tell you that the goblin is still within that room perfectly fine. What the elf knew was essentially nothing of great importance.
He was connected in some way to whatever is happening in the underbelly of this ship.
Then I guess you may find this of some note. He was the leader or face of the crew's discontent with Sia's pushing of the worship of Alvina and Kershoten.
He was the leader of this.
Yes.
what was the deal with the snakeskin that we found in that bag? Who was that?
Well, that was one of Evander's arms.
Does he have his arm?
You can see a stubble of an arm like regrowing.
Oh, it's regrowing. Okay, I was gonna be like, holy shit, have I not noticed this whole time he's a fucking amputee? Okay. So, what took the arm?
Best guess, some sort of disintegration spell.
Right.
I intervened as fast as I could. I could not let Evander die again.
Well, it was good that you acted, and it's good to know that it was actually Evander who did that, because I did not really tell him to actually inspect the bag, merely just to keep track of what was coming in and leaving.
Yes, it seems Evander is gaining quite a bit of conscience while he has been spending time with Sia.
I mean, is that a bad thing? Wait, is Evander? Is he not in control? Is like a golem? Is that what he's supposed to be?
Evander is as how I made him. Whatever that may be. But he is gaining a form of independence.
Well, the only reason I ask is because I'm assuming he's not like a construct. If he's gaining independence, does that mean like Evander, the person, is coming back? Is he? I guess I don't know much about Evander. Was he dangerous before?
He was. In life, he was most vengeful.
So if he gains independence, that might be bad to anyone who maybe took advantage of his sort of use
Situation?
Yes.
It is a possibility, but nonetheless, Evander is one of the most important things on this world for me, and as such, his survival is paramount.
Right. When you've already lost 8 fingers, even 2 thumbs seem pretty damn important.
Yes.
Well, I will keep that in mind. To be honest, was pretty disappointed to hear that Evander was not home, but it's been an enlightening conversation, actually, so thank you for the information.
No worries. My time is running short controlling Evander right now, and there are aspects at play that stop me from contacting Sia. But please tell her that I will be in Arcosis within 3 days' time, and due to our Lord's commands, the first strikes against the mountains will begin.
Is she going to know what any of that means?
That I do not know.
When you say your lords, you're not referring to, like, Alvina, are you?
I'm referring to the gods, Alvina and Kajota.
Okay. I know Lord is like supposed to be position of power, but calling a god a lord seems like downplaying. You know what I mean? Just in a weird way. Just wanted to clarify. I'm not saying anything, but and sorry to circle back. But you said that you are going to be in. You will physically be in the material realm.
I am already on the material realm, Finch.
You're alive?
Yes, I am.
Okay. How is that? Well, I guess you're gods, right? No.
Yes.
Okay. Can I insight check that? That was a really delayed yes.
Yeah, you can insight check that if you want.
Just to see if there was any sort of weirdness to that hesitation. Oh, fucking actually a decent roll for once. That's gonna be swear the 27.
There may have been undertones to that, yes. As far as your knowledge goes on Arclight, practitioner of dark arts, you are aware that he is a lich.
Yeah, that was more so. Yeah, he's a lich, so I'm thinking like, okay, I think he hesitated like my gods would back. It was just like, hey, hang on, this motherfucker is an necromancer.
But it's entirely possible that, from where he was, which was in the labyrinth, Alvina or Kashotan, probably not Kashotan, has, maybe they got sick of him and sent him back down. You're not really sure, and getting a straight, truthful answer from Arclight is hard to tell.
Yep. No, fair enough. Alright. I will, see you later and head back.
No worries. And remember, let's see you know that we start at the mountains. And then the face shifts and contorts back into a slack-jawed human zombified figure.
I was fully expecting the Predator quote
Fuck
there.
yeah.
Bunch of slack jaw.
And Evan is just standing there, looking at you.
Well, yeah, I'll just ask him if he heard what I was saying before about, like, the goblin that you told us to stay still, like, don't.
Can you repeat that last one?
I was saying.
Fuck's sake.
I was saying that if you heard what I said about the goblin.
He nods.
Okay. And I leave.
Alright. As you leave, you run into Wessel. Wessel goes, Fitch. There's some things we need to talk about that might be happening, and we'd very much like your opinion on. Being pushed a lot by Ezekiel, kind of need your mind.
Okay.
We're just in our room, so. Oh wait, no, where are we? No, right. We're actually 2 doors away. So you just walk from the storage hold doors to where Sia and Ezekiel are.
Okay.
Oh, that's clearer. And then Sia and Ezekiel, you see Wessel and Finch come up to you guys.
Hello. Right. So dinner tonight between the 2 ships. I think we should probably eat with the elite of the other ship. and just query to make sure that something doesn't go down. But I want to be ready in case something does go down. Did you find anything else out during your time, Finch? I think that should be of note.
Well, something about well, I guess the biggest thing is Arclight has been controlling Evandia for a little bit, which is why he's been acting a little bit strangely. He did tell me to tell Sia that Arclight was going to arrive in Arcosis soon, and that they were starting from the mountains.
What does that
Starting
mean?
from the mountains.
Yeah, I asked him if you would know what that meant, and he said, I don't know, you should. Something about your lord, which I thought was weird. They would be starting whatever they're doing from the mountains.
Is it in Donzox Mountains?
I don't know. Just the mountains.
I will have to talk to the others then. In the meantime, instead of just straight up killing this guy, Wessel and I had the idea of more or less just making preparations in case they do attempt to attack, so that the not responsibility, the fault does not fall with our ship if we make the first attempt. We just are not quite sure how to set up those preparations and thought you might have an idea.
Not really. I'm not even really thinking about it, to be honest. I think you guys are more worried about this dinner than I am. I'm sort of doing
So, all in all, how much does Sia know about what you guys have figured out? Beyond this guy apparently having plans to attack it. Can't remember what you guys have actually told me.
So,
Yeah. You can speak if you want.
You have been told, at least as far as what Wessel has been told, which is, Ezekiel has told this guy that, through conversation, that this guy is a hunter of artifacts. That this guy has 3 artifacts so far that Ezekiel has personally seen. These artifacts being a diamond-encrusted golden chestplate, a glaive, which is, upon sort of discussion and what you know, is the glaive that Munakata has, and it still has his hand attached to it. His arm, sorry. And potentially a deck of cards. That this captain knows the location, or at least knows of and about the labyrinth. Up to, at least story-wise, before you guys helped birth Alvina. So he doesn't know anything about, or as far as you guys are aware, he doesn't know anything about, it being the new realm of gods. Just that you guys have been there. And that its location is in Tianjin, or now known as Beijing, and that the entranceway to that is supposedly at a temple. That this guy is very keen and interested to meet Finch, which Ezekiel has told basically everybody a bunch of times. And that Ezekiel very much feels like this guy is going to try and kill Finch for his eyes. Which is, at least that you guys are all aware of, is a rumor that is out there. That Finch has the eyes to see the future.
So what have you been doing, Finch?
I don't think your mic's working, Brendan, by the way.
His silence makes him sound guilty.
Right, it was not working. I think sort of all I've told you is that
All good?
I think I was
Off the
talking
gate.
to you about that goblin guy and the weird shit that went on in regards to the dissidents against the practice of worshipping Kashotan. Yeah, because I remember we talked about or you and I talked about potentially not allowing it, but just reminding people that they can use the worship hall for something other than worshipping Kashotan. It is not specifically dedicated to her. She does have a big ass shrine, but it's not in the gathering area. The gathering area is completely neutral. And that's sort of all we talked about. I said I was going to follow a bunch of people around and find out where all the dissent is coming from, and I don't think we've actually spoken again since. Because that was
Right.
yesterday.
That is correct.
Well, this is me asking now. If you...
I've left the room.
What?
Yeah,
When
left.
the hell did you leave the room?
I said, I was talking mid-sentence, and then I said, oh, that reminds me, and then I left. I'm walking down the hall.
Well, that was good.
Right then.
Should we follow after him?
I think we just work around him.
Okay.
We come up with a plan ourselves, and either he is there or he is not there when things happen.
I think talking to the captain about who will be part of this dinner would be a good idea.
He will most definitely have to be there.
Of course. So being in on our plan would be the best option.
Yeah.
Whoever else is going to be part of this dinner, make sure that they would be prepared in case something happened. And at the most, none of us are trap users or have any traps available that we can set up in case. So just making sure everyone's prepared would be
No.
the best option.
I don't really have any traps. The only things I have are... I have a couple of things from that shop I bought out that one time ages ago. They have one use. The only sort of trap-like thing that I have is... I do have a vial of green jade-like liquid, which I think at the time we thought or believed to be is... I think it's just a vial of Gok Tengri's blood, to be honest.
Is that essentially not akin to a healing potion for Finch?
I don't know. We could ask him to drink some, but at the time it was very much like alive. It kept reaching out to grab somebody or grab things, and it sort of like dissolved flesh, I think, anytime it touched something. So, I don't know. And the only other thing that I have that I still have no idea what it does is the large black, like, dodecahedron thing that I grabbed from that one wizard that one time.
Well, it's probably not the time to start playing with things that may not have a large
No.
consequence. As
Well-
far as speaking to the captain goes, do you want to
Yeah.
speak to the captain, Sia?
Well, why don't you both go? Because
I
Sia
just don't have
will have that sort of thing, and then you go as a sort of I'm getting really bad vibes.
Yeah.
And I think I will go and snoop around the top and see the sort of additional threat level we might be facing if things go south.
Good idea.
Well, go see the captain.
Yeah. Finch, what are we doing? He's muted.
Sorry, I thought I was already muted. I muted myself to talk. No, I'm just heading to the room where the goblin guy is. I don't think it's been that long since I last spoke to him, so I'm hoping he's fucking still in there. And I'm just gonna tell him that I did meet Vander, I did meet with him, and you're all good to come out.
Thank you, Master Finch. Please, I was quite scared for my life.
Don't worry. I will say there was reason to be afraid, as I did find out. But I've given the green light. You should be all clear. You can go about your day. I did forget to bring you food. I did say I was going to do that. I do apologize. But now you're free to leave. So feel free to head off to the mess hall if you're feeling hungry.
Thank you very much. And he sort of like runs past you, but he runs. It's like he shot himself.
Oh. Right, fuck.
That's sad.
Anything else you are now up to?
I'm gonna.
Your mic died. I'm gonna.
I'm gonna see if I can relocate the sus wizard.
All right then. While you're doing that, Ezekiel and Sia, you find the captain in his quarters.
Yeah.
And he just sort of the door is jarred slightly, so it's easily pushable in. And he is looking a bit disheveled, frantic. His eyes look a little bit bloodshot. You see that in his right hand is a bit of is charcoal, and he was halfway in the process of making another arcane sigil on the floor. And how can I help you guys?
What are you doing, Captain?
Pay no heed to my issues. What can I help you with?
I'm pretty sure we just talked about this.
Yes, Sia, we did. And let me tell you, it is being worked on. By all means, what brings you to my room? Did I leave the door unlocked? What's happened?
Yes, it was ajar, so we assumed that we were allowed to enter.
Ball fool me.
Right.
But visiting me, must have a reason. Well, how can I help?
Captain.
Before we start, can I try and make some sort of check to try and figure out what these circles might be for?
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
13.
13. The best you can tell, these are summoning circles.
Are you trying to summon something?
Sia, do I look like a person with that sort of talent? I couldn't summon anything, even if I've tried.
So you have tried.
No?
She kind of offers a hand to get him to sit down somewhere comfortable.
He takes it, he sits down. But enough about my things. How can I help you? You are aware that we are having a shared communal dinner with the ship of the setting sun tonight up on the deck.
Is it the whole crew that will be attending?
We agreed that it would be the majority of each other's crew. I'm aware that our two ship steerers will be conversing, so I will keep an eye on that. I'm going to be dining with their captain.
Kirabashi.
Yes.
Do you know
Kirabashi?
anything about this man?
No. No idea.
Can I speak with confidence with you? And I mean confidence. This door shall be closed, and what's spoken about in here will be staying in here.
By all means, we are friends, and I have spoken nothing but truth. And he gives Sia like a glance.
Is there anything like she doesn't want to interrupt the conversation, but like refreshments that she could set up to help calm him down?
Yeah, there's a tea set that you could probably heat up that's gone like cold with like cups of tea that have they smell like the tea that he used to drink. But like it's just a depressed man's attempts to, stay happy.
With brewer's tools, is there anything that I could use to try and make it at least the scent a little strong?
Yeah. You definitely could. I don't think you'll need a roll. It'd be a low enough, sort of DC check or whatever to make it work. But with a combination with brewer's tools and manipulating an incantation, you could definitely like heat it up, make it smell nicer than what it is, to as if it was all freshly prepared.
Essentially, her goal with this conversation is to not allow the new news to make him so stressed that he spirals again. That's the goal.
No worries. If that's the case, can you roll me a... Are you proficient with the brewer's tools?
Yes.
Alright, roll a proficiency. Roll a brewer's tools check for me.
Would that just be straight D20?
Yeah, D20. And then add your proficiency for the tools.
15.
Alright. The initial thoughts on getting it all done and set up before what you feel like Ezekiel's going to be dropping bombshells on the captain, you feel like it's going to dampen some of the impact.
Cool.
Well, by all means, Ezekiel, what is the issue?
I don't want to alarm you. And I'm speaking on thoughts and opinions alone and not fact. But the facts I do know about this Kurabashi is that he is sorry, I just forgot my word there. He is a hunter, or a bounty hunter of some sort of artifacts.
Right, that's not new in sort of any regard.
No, but the artifacts he has shown me in his treasure room are of Ronins, or should I say ex-Ronins, to the warlords.
Right.
And these are artifacts I think would not be able to procure without killing or hunting said Ronins. So my care is I think us docking with him could prove to be a gateway for him to gain some other artifacts that could be here. Things like Finch's eyes or something. I don't know, but it's just a concern. I fear warfare may come from him.
Right. I mean,
Unless you don't feel that's the case, and then you're the
him
captain,
getting Warlord Ronin artifacts is, would not be that hard of a feat. I mean, most of the Ronin died during the wars. So anybody that has the artifacts, or would have the artifacts, are, not anyone of powerful note as far as I'm aware of.
Right. Well, then maybe I am making a big deal out of nothing then, Captain.
But I will not disregard your concerns. If you feel like there is something that may happen, then I guess we prepare just in case. Rather we are undercover on a rainy day than without.
Yes, I think that'd be best.
So what do you have in mind?
I would say we dine in with his leadership group, along our leadership group, but in an open space, not in a closed room, not private.
I mean, we were already sort of going to do that anyway, eating on top of the deck of the ship.
Well, that's good then. That's good. Well, that's really it, isn't it? CEO, is there anything I've forgotten or missed?
Not that I'm aware of.
Right, well then, all is fine then. What do you... Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Well, if as a just in case, I will make sure that the ship steerers conversations are brief and they are on our side of the ship for most of it.
Beautiful.
I will ensure that, at the least, if there is an issue, that the crew are eating closer to our door, so that way, if something happens, they can flee down underneath, and that some of the veterans will be at the ready. A casual at the ready, but at the ready nonetheless.
Cameras. Yes, thank you.
That is a massive relief. And thank you.
In the meantime, I guess I can go and converse with this captain and ascertain any information that might be useful to us, if the concern is there.
Right. If that is everything, then Sia would more or less indicate walking out together so that he's not left alone in the room.
He is hesitant, noticing that you're doing that, but follows through anyway. You see that he just pockets the charcoal into his onto his person.
Mm-hmm. Afterwards, Sia's kind of just got a couple things that she wants to do. So at one point, if she does find Finch again, not so much for the magic side, but for the investigative side that he has, she'll kind of make a drawing of the summoning circle to see if he has heard of or seen or knows someone that would be able to provide information that we can trust. And on the other side, she would like to try and, I forgot the word, meditate to try and speak to Alvina or Kashotan about what Arclight said.
No worries. Ezekiel, you're muted.
Yes.
What would you like to do? There you go. So you guys have about 3 hours before the beginnings start.
Yep. I would love to, dude. I would love to. How long is that gonna last? 1 minute. How long do you say we still start? 3 hours?
Yeah, we got about 3 hours before the
Yeah.
starting preparations for the combined dinner commence.
It's not in my sheet, but
Yeah.
is there any way I can, for the next 3 hours, essentially prime myself in case there's a fight? So what I want to do is like spend the 3 hours in my own quarters, sharpening my my sword, long sword, and if I can polish my armor. Like I want to go to the dinner in full, like I am the pride of the Desert Kingdoms.
Yeah.
So I don't have polish in my ship.
No, but the ship comes with that sort of the facilities for you to do that.
Cool.
So in regards to the room where the ship is sort of steered, it's a dual purpose room for you guys to go to for magical utility needs. That's where the ship is steered itself, but also they have the tools there to help with a bunch of other sort of small mundane things.
Yeah.
So-
and is there any way of how my armor is built that I could have? I mean, well, I mean, from as far as how our games are played combat-wise, right? Like,
Yes.
if we in combat to take a potion, it's just that's not a bonus action. It's just is it a bonus action?
A potion is a bonus action.
Yeah, and that includes
To
getting
take,
it.
getting a potion out is free. A potion for yourself is a bonus action, but forcing someone to drink a potion, that's an action.
Cool. I still got the potion of enlarge, which gives my weapon damage increased to 2. So I just want to make sure I've got that and my greater healing, and like quick draws. Like essentially, I've got them like right either in my fucking super close when I'm in the middle of battle. I can just fucking without really any chance of time. Besides the actual act of gaining that potion, it doesn't take anything. But if it's a free action, that doesn't really matter. But for thematic purposes,
Yeah, no, that's fine.
like fucking grenades, mate. As a military soldier.
No worries.
That's gonna be it. That's pretty much just prepping for a big fight if it comes.
Finch, what about you, brother? If you are talking, your mic's not working.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Well, did I find that guy? That was what I was doing after that.
Yes, you did find him. He is just casually eating with a bunch of the other crew in sort of like the main eating like hallway. It appears that what a conversation is happening is light, very casual.
Well, as was what the fuck? As was earlier, I'm just gonna sort of, at the moment, I think I'm just sort of waiting for him to like make a move.
Yeah.
I also would like to make a note of whenever I see the backpack goblin running around.
Yep.
But not follow him.
Yeah.
But I just want to note his movements if I see him.
Yeah. You do notice that he at a certain point he enters the eating room, but he's in different clothes now. A much fresher uniform, and he is like wolfing down bowls. Well, you think? Sorry, when
No,
you
not
say
the goblin who shit himself.
okay, you're thinking of when you say goblin, it's hobgoblin you were after.
Oh, he was a hobgoblin. Oh fuck.
Yes. If that's the case, then he is. He's also. He hasn't really. His zone of movement has shrunk to basically just around the hallways and just in the eating room, continuously with his 3 goblin amigos. And he doesn't really like. You notice that he doesn't really eat, and when he does, it's whatever he's eating is more of a swallow than a chew. And every now and then, one of the other crew comes up to him. The crew kind of looks, a bit sour, a bit dour. They have a conversation, and that crew member leaves, sort of, at least on their face, like an issue has been solved. And sort of while you're just watching and pertaining to all this, Sia has managed to find you, and whatever Sia wanted to do with you.
Sia's kind of just going to show you a rough drawing of the magic circle that the captain's been working on. Essentially just ask whether, if you have time, you'd be able to investigate it, see if you can figure out what it could potentially be for. Like, even if it's just talking to someone or redirect to someone who might know what they're talking about.
I'm sorry, I just dropped out for a second there. Would you be able to repeat that?
Sure, so Sia's just showing you a drawing of a magic circle, and with your investigative abilities, she's just kind of asking if you would be able to investigate to see if you can find out what it could potentially be for. Just if you have time, it doesn't need to be urgent.
Thank you, darling.
No, I can absolutely do that. More so, I'm just keeping an eye on a couple of threads at the moment. Nothing super critical. So, if you want me to look into something, I can absolutely divert for a little while.
Thank you. And she's also just going to explain that, well, of course, you don't particularly have any concerns for the dinner. Just to make sure you're aware of what the plan is. Like, just where people are going to be sitting, that people are going to be prepared in case something happens, and essentially dinner is going to be up on the deck if you're interested in coming.
I mean, I'll probably eventually be there, but
This dinner could be his death, and he does not fucking care.
yeah, well, you know.
Alright, well, good luck with whatever you do.
All right. And good luck with you know, killing this guy or whatever.
Thanks.
Sia, you find your place to just try and get a hold of Alvina. So if you could roll for me a religion check, please.
In this sense, it's Alvina orchestrated.
Yep. You are throwing it out there, hoping that they pick up.
14.
All right. And they do. At least Alvina picks up. Sia, what seems to be the issue?
I feel we should always start with how are you doing? Are you looking after yourself?
Marvelously. Thank you for asking. And what about yourself? I feel like it has been some time since we last spoke. How are things?
I think things are going okay for the time. Things can always be better, but we're alive.
And that is the blessing.
As for the reason I'm here talking to you, is I've received word from Arclight that he will be here in Arcosis in 3 days, and that the plan is starting from the mountains. And that is all I've gotten from.
You hear the hesitation in her voice when she goes, "Start from the mountains," you say?
Yes.
Excuse me. And then your connection gets cut.
Cool. She's gonna wait.
Okay, she called you
At
back.
least. Sia's got nothing to prepare before dinner, so until dinner, she's just gonna wait.
All right. And while you wait, Ezekiel, you are able to essentially get your gear nice prepped. Your due to like a prestidigitation, your armor and clothing is looking great. With the help of one of the sort of like the blacksmith sort of hands, you get the armor modified in a way that the sort of the potions are like here across your chest.
I wash my hands. Well.
Yeah, your hair gets washed.
Nice.
Can you roll for me an Arcana check, please?
Yeah. The roll. Don't take that dice tray, mate. You're gonna flick them on the floor again. Arcana is gonna be a 20, non-natural.
All right.
That's not yours, mate. Let go of that. Thank you.
For the next fight, wherever that might be,
Yeah.
you hit and you damage +1
Nice. Okay.
as your sword gets sharpened, not just like physically with the help of the blacksmith, but talking with one of the elven wizards. A spell of sharpening essentially gets put on it. That's
cool.
useful for one fight.
That's awesome. I look at that and I go, yes, sharp as a claws, and I put it into my sheath, and I put a bib on my on my chest for dinner.
No
Nah, I don't
worries.
do that. But I head down to the top deck for din dins.
Yeah. Ezekiel. Finch.
Oh.
In regards to help from Sia, I mean, you don't know much about arcane circles, but you do know people that would, which is the ship steerers, and you're you're on friendly relations with at least one of them, and you've already asked him for favors. It's not wouldn't be out of the picture to ask another one.
Yep. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. Well, I'll go. I lost
Hello?
the thing.
You know, straight,
Hello?
Brendan, you're right.
No, it's just the.
Please speak, Brendan. Please tell
I'm
me
getting
you're
spikes.
not
I'm
being
getting spikes. I'm getting
Oh,
spikes.
okay.
No, I will. Yeah, I will look into it.
Alright.
I'll ask old mate.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe I can ask the other one for a favor. You know, are they all brothers?
Just the elves, as far as you can put together in regards to what he said and what they look like. At least the two pure-blooded elves look like they could be brothers. The half elven one just does not. But yeah, if you wanted to ask the other one, totally fine to do so. He's where most they normally spend their time, which is in the ship's control room. After having sort of dealt and finished with Ezekiel's business.
I'll ask the regular elf. I'll ask him for
Alright.
for help.
All right. Once again, Master Finch, how do you do?
I'm doing well. Just need your help with something.
By all means, I am happy to help. Nope. Damn. That's it. Anyway, rocks fall and Finch dies. I have that power. I can do that. Though it doesn't fit thematically, so I will say that the ship blows up on that part of the on that section, and Finch gets sucked out like a window has been popped on a fucking jet engine.
Then he dies like the Humalian in Alien 4, just sucked through a hole in the ship.
Alien 4?
No, Alien
Oh, yes. Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, fucking
I felt bad for him when that happened. I'm not gonna lie.
It's horrifying, that death. It's like, because it looks real. Not real, but like, looks like a man, you know?
It just wanted its mum, man, and
Yeah,
it gets
dude.
killed like that.
Yeah,
It's just sad.
It's fucked up.
But while we wait for Brandon, Sia. Sort of while you're just there waiting patiently for Alvina's sort of return, you get the connection. You feel it click back in, except it's not Alvina that responds. It's Kishoten. And Kishoten goes, "Sia, Harold, are you there?"
Yes, I'm here.
Right. I've been informed that Arclight has mentioned that he is moving on the mountains.
Yes.
Right. Well, that's a good thing. We thought it best that for our situation to work, that instead of starting from wherever you are, we worked outside in.
Okay. So, what is the plan?
Alvina believes that and you feel her try to find the words to tell you. And I wanted to destroy Arclight for all that he has done. And then it was Alvina, who I'm sure you are aware, that fast-tracked Arclight's resurrection. And over the last coming days, I have simmered a bit, and me and Arclight have spoken at length about the history, what we have gone through, what we have dealt with, what we have seen in our combined long life. And that now, in a world filled with chaos and suffering, that the beacons of hope are not really shining through to the people. Blinded by false deities or deities that seek to keep the people blinded to the truths of the world. And unlike Arclight, I was fortunate to be in an age where we could walk the very earth that you have walked yourself. But with that age no longer around, the sort of ability to persuade people or let them believe in beings greater than themselves, at least through sight, through touch, to know that the beings that they worshipped were there with them, more than just a prayer. And we believe that something akin to that can happen again. But for that to happen, certain obstacles have to be removed. And on obstacles being removed, Arclight has the knowledge and experience to facilitate such an idea. Part of his what's the word? Redemption. He has the experience in how things can be done. His role as Lord Commissar has given him a particular set of skills when dealing with groups and individuals that do not align with what we would like for our people. My father's people. My people. Your people. And these dissidents, these groups that would hamper us, or get in our way, or challenge us, have to be dealt with. And we believe that with you on your own path, you obviously can't be dealing with every sort of crisis and event that transpires, and so we are leaving that task to Arclight, who we have given his old title back of Lord Commissar of a new group. And so he is starting his journey from the mountains. And then that journey will take him east to west, from mountaintops to coastal shores.
Which mountains, I wonder? Okay, not there. Fuck.
That is the gist of what is transpiring.
Then my only request is that when these plans are made, and if they can potentially affect how my work is perceived, merely wish for a heads up. I understand that we each have different strengths in what we do, and I'm more than happy for him to do your work. I just need to know if it affects work.
I will say, Sia, as our herald, that you will be informed if Arclight's work will affect you.
Thank you.
But know that if it does affect you, it will be in the short term, we believe. For in the long run, these hiccups, these events that may pertain you in a bad light are naught but blinks. Short moments. And what might be 1,000 years. Fallout now is a blessing tomorrow. For the sun isn't just bright, Sia. The sun burns. And you feel the connection, Seva.
Cool.
Finch. You there, Brandon?
Yeah, yes, I am here.
Yes, we go back to you talking to your elven friend.
Yep. Oh, fuck.
What help can I?
Again, another anything you require of me.
Yeah, here we go for the third time. Fuck, what was I asking this guy?
About the drawing that C had given you in regards.
Oh, yes, yeah, I will, I was gonna ask, who else is in this room? That's right, I was gonna ask him if he wanted to leave and come with me, but who else is in the room?
It's just him and his brother, essentially. So it's just you three.
You know what, maybe I'll just, like, sort of, without, like, forcing him to, just sort of, like, naturally turn as I'm talking and pull out the drawing to, like, kind of, like, make the conversation move over towards the corner of the room, you know?
Yeah.
Just like sort of stepping off to the side type stuff.
Yeah. It seems he doesn't really take notice of that sort of a thing, but he follows through with it anyway.
Yeah. I just needed you to help me out with a sort of a diagram I have here. Would you be able to tell me anything about this?
Well, what is it exactly? Oh, what do we have here? That's a summoning circle. Of a let's see. By that, is that here on the ship, Master Finch? Because I only ask is that if there's a physical form of what you're showing me on essentially paper, that might it will help in informing exactly what it is we're looking at. It is by the runes and the arcane sigils, it's a summoning circle of sort, but it's hard to tell uh, exactly what sort of perceived summoning is being pulled from. I don't like some of the runes here on this side. It's giving me a bad feeling.
Well, there we go. Well, I'm. Would the sort of the magical circuit running through the ship? What sort of effect is this? If this were on the ship or any other ship, what effect would it have on the magic that runs through the wood?
Well, a class of ship such as this, it entirely depends on those in the steering position. If those in the steering position knew about it and were aware of it happening, the mitigation would be minimal. As summoning sigils used on ships such as this draw, if the caster is using his own arcane influence, it would affect it minimally, if at all. You might feel a slight turbulence, but if the caster has no sort of, arcane energy, such as myself, or one such as Sia, then it would draw essentially energy from whatever it is it was placed upon. So it would use energy from the ship. With knowledge that energy could be siphoned and properly looked at, so the ship's integrity. So essentially, we wouldn't fall out of the sky.
Right.
But I'm not liking the look on some of these runes here. But it's hard to tell. And he sort of like looks at it and he strains his eyes a bit. It's hard to tell what sort of the whole picture is meant to be.
Well, it's definitely possible. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me get back to you. I'm not sure what I have here. But I'll have to get back to you, and I'll sort of let you know if this is more of a big deal than just being a silly drawing on a silly bit of paper.
By all means, please. As this job is very important to me. I'd rather not anything happen to the ship. It would look very poor on my reform.
No, I understand, but sort of crazy happens.
No worries.
All right. Well, I will. I might be back a little bit later.
I expect your return, Master Finch.
And I will go and try and find Sia.
Yeah. Sia's one of two locations.
Yep.
But it wouldn't take you long to find her.
All right. And just because I am literally, whenever you hear a gap in me speaking for more than like a second and a half, it is me wrangling my audio devices. So just so I am not passing along incorrect information, I am just going to say that I repeat to Sia what was told to me without having to just like actually say it, because I don't want to pass along the wrong thing, because I am hearing about 70% of what everyone is saying at the moment.
And fortunately, I was away for a little bit.
No, that's all right. Cougarman can repeat it for you. I don't want to say anything that is wrong.
All right.
Everyone sounds like they're talking through a oscillating fan at the moment. So I'm hearing what you're saying, but if you were to ask me to do a TED talk on it, you know.
No worries. So yeah, Finch finds you and sort of informs you that what he has spoken to one of the ship steerers about in regards to that. It's a summoning circle from there, which you knew, so it's sort of double confirmation from somebody else in the arcane field, informing you of the potential repercussions of such a thing happening, depending on what limited information that he has been sort of given or knowledge. And that just in regards to the quick drawing that has been given, it's hard to tell what sort of sigil it is, could be, but he does have concerns in regards to some of the sort of lettering on the sigil, on the circle.
Did he mention what those concerns?
No, just that they were of some concern, but due to the nature of the sort of the picture, he couldn't pinpoint where those concerns could be. And that if he knew if it was a physical location on the ship that this picture was from, he would very much like to go there to classify it.
Which would be a no-go at this point. Alright.
And just that, you know, if the ship's crew are aware of a summoning circle on a ship, you know, the summoning circles have an effect on these sort of ships, and that if they're used, like if a non-magic person goes to use activate a summoning circle, the summoning circle requires arcane energy to make work, which you're aware of. So if an arcane user goes to use it, it's whatever. But if a non-arcane user goes to use a summoning circle of any kind, it uses energy from the ship. And if those in control of the ship aren't aware of it, then the ship could go down.
And what I know of the captain, he's not. Is he?
No. The captain has not, in the slightest, given off any indication of being an arcane user. Though he seems to have a form of, you know, arcane knowledge, he's not a caster of spells.
Being previously, I suppose, owned by what, like a demonic pact, was it?
By a demon.
Yeah. Would that have any effect that I am aware of?
Would it have an effect? Maybe. I mean, we could put piece some pieces together. One, the captain is definitely not in the right mind. And so, like, what do we know of the captain? One, he's 100% loyal to his wife. Ride or die, you know, no matter what. His wife could massacre 3 villagers, and he'd still be standing there, smile on his face, I love my wife. So that sort of commitment is very much in the ballpark of crazy. And we do know the captain, in his youth, used to do a bunch of crazy things just to gain power and prestige within the Zaibatsu. Of that being going to a layer of the abyss, and thus getting himself caught in a contract. What we could ascertain is that the captain has a knowledge of ways to gain power through his years of experience on the material world and any other worlds he has been on, which one of them would be the abyss. It wouldn't be hard to argue that he would have knowledge on how to gain contractual power from something on that level. But if the one of the wizards on the ship is getting bad vibes from a summoning circle, it's there on the whiteboard as to potential issues. I dare say the thought of him maybe, recontacting an old acquaintance for, he's been in one contract, and as far as, you are aware that he is aware, that contract stood in standard. So, in a way, they keep their word. But apart from
How
that,
long until the dinner?
I'd say probably an hour. As of right now, the captain's whereabouts is that you know of is on the top deck. He's up top, conversing with the other captain.
I would like to keep an eye on him. If it looks like he's going to try and go back to his room, other than to get changed or to get ready, obviously, I want to try and distract him with seemingly business-related questions, like essentially like, okay, so we're just making sure we have everything on track, this is what's happening, just generic questions like that, or just like, oh, this person wanted to ask if this can go here, would that be okay for you, sort of thing.
Yes. Yep. And what are we distracting him for?
Essentially, I don't want him to spend too long in his room before the dinner. And then after the dinner, still trying to decide whether I should leave him be until the morning to try and let him rest after the dinner, or if I should try and interfere beforehand in case he does do it overnight. Because by the sounds of it, again,
It could very much be a dangerous situation. Understand.
But I also don't want to push him away when there's potential enemies on the ship.
Yes, there are a great many wheels turning upon this ship, and an additional wheel may be too hard to juggle.
Yeah. So keep him distracted until they go, in the very least.
No worries.
You want to take him and I'll just try to do them all?
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Cool.
I'll be 2 minutes, bro.
No worries, brother. That's the case. So Finch, Sia's going to run obstacles for the captain to make him essentially remain up on deck until at least the dinner is over. So whatever you want to do with that information, we do. Brandon, are you there? So while we wait for everybody else, so yeah, you can go to the top. You're at the deck, and tables are being set up, chairs are being set up, being moved from where they would normally be within the ship onto the deck. And you do see that on top of this deck that the ships are connected by essentially like magical anchors that are holding the ships basically afloat, like unmoving in the air, irregardless of the sort of wind that's going on around them. The sails are being affected by it, but the ships are lodged in place. While you're up there, you do see the captain sort of deep in conversation with, Kibarashi, or whatever his name is, who appear to be sort of by the side of our ship, just next to the rail. Apart from that, can you make a perception check for me?
17.
Very nice. So basically, you get the gist that his crew all are wearing, at the very least, like hardened leather gear or hardened leather armor. They're all carrying basic iron weapons, ranging from daggers, swords. Some guys got like warhammers or just basic mauls. But the sort of bigger thing is that striking your vision is that on the other ship, there are 4 individuals that are not like everybody else. 3 of those are all carrying staves. They very much give off the wizard complexion, and the 4th gives off a form of hardened warrior. This hardened warrior is covered in like a black plate, a large and under the armor. It's hard to see, but he might as well be like tanked out. Is a very large armored individual, and their demeanor that you can pick up from sort of your visual cues is one of contempt while they watch this all being set up. There is no attempt to hide their disdain that they have for, your crew, you. The wizards keep throwing glances and looks towards the captains while they're talking, and every now and then one of them will smirk, and that smirk does not give off any good vibes.
With that, and my knowledge of the way our ship is as well, can I pinpoint places on their ship that if I was to hit with fire would be more likely to ignite something?
I would say, unfortunately, no. At least on the deck or their side of the ship. These class 2s are more. They're just more durable to that sort of thing. It does very much strangely look like a 1-for-1 from what you can see to your ship, and from what you have been told and know and seen and heard, that an upgrade from the previous class of ships was that they're, even though they were crafted, very well with, arcane and tight blacksmithing, they still were affected by things of the fire-like nature. And so these class of ships, at least on the outside, aren't going to catch fire. At least the woodworking. The sails most definitely could, but in regards to what sort of like structural damage that would do to the rest of the ship, you don't think it would be that much.
I'm just trying to think things through on how I could potentially, if needed. I don't know. I wish I had Wall of Fire, if I'm honest. And I don't.
I wish I had every fire-like spell, but I don't, unfortunately. Yeah, I want Fireball. I want Fire Bolt. I want Fire Fork. I want Fire Wall. If it has fire in it, I want it.
It's mostly what I've done with my spells.
Hey,
If I'm honest.
can we get a spell that helps with our ability to see? You can see them when I light them up. How about that? Does anyone know how to read this language? I can't help you, but what I can help you with is setting cunts on fire.
Which is the point, because I'm a sorcerer, not a wizard. I can do 2 things. That's it.
Yeah, I can talk and I can cast damaging spells. That's all there is.
Alright, well,
As of right now, it seems that for the moment the captain is preoccupied with talking to Mr. Rhubarb, and that your services of distraction aren't needed. But while you're up there, until essentially dinner time, or you need to intervene, you can take stock on sort of the crew, their unique individuals that are there, and any other sort of information gathering over a period of time. And so when it will be time that anything does major happen, and I'm going to call for you to roll a perception check, or a history check, I'll let you do it with a +7.
alright.
As well as whatever other additions you get to it.
Sounds good. I like it.
Yeah. And in that meantime, Ezekiel also manages to come up to the deck as well. And, just sort of wasting time watching, talking, listening in on things in regards to what your crew is saying, what the enemy,
Yeah. Well,
other crew is
I
saying.
would say so.
Well, anyway,
I mean, we're all friends.
we're all friends.
Trading lives.
Ezekiel, you do notice the sort of the wizards that you would see inside the ship and outside the ship on the deck as well. You do clock the plated up large individual that's with them as well.
Yeah.
that
With the wizards or
looks
with
to be
the other ship?
the wizards of the other
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of at the back.
It's just whether now do I go out onto the deck by myself, possibly ambush with the bad guy. Not ambush, but just like ambush a conversation. Go, oh, did you speak to Fidge? I don't really want to deal with that. But I will go onto the deck and await my friends up there.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of mull over around and I'll just like be like, that's a good one there, mate. Yeah, the sausages are pretty good, aren't they? Just that sort of thing. Just like real small talk, just walking around between different groups, trying to essentially not engage with any conversation with the 2 captains.
Yeah, that's fine. And then after a little bit, Wessel joins you guys as well.
So,
While Finch is still off doing his own thing, Wessel just goes, so have we sort of figured out what exactly we're still doing? We're still running sort of deterrence, defense, is that it?
essentially, yes.
Right, sweet. I have been picking up that 1 day ago was the last time that they had settled down. It turns out that they were at Kuroshi Fortress yesterday.
Right. Do you know why?
Because they came into contact, or they were told of a contract to find an artifact there, which I believe to be now is Munikata.
Right. Well, that explains that he's been found and killed.
I could sense that, but more than likely, yeah. From what I can gather, yeah.
Right.
But it was only like 1 or 2 days that we were there.
Hell. Yes.
So it is a bit odd. I mean, and Mudokata's like an important guy.
It's a big deal.
Not just that he was, eroded and he carried the glaive, but like he worked for the queen. You know what I mean? That's like killing him is a grave.
What's
I believe it's a problem. Yeah.
So I mean, are you saying that as our right as Jubilees of the Queen that we should engage in an act of war?
I'm saying that if he is being contracted to kill these people, that the person who contracted him
Is a big deal.
is a big deal.
Right. Dude, you're not touching shit. You keep breaking it. Well. Can we speak to the Queen still? Or is that only a Finch thing?
That's a Finch thing. But maybe we could converse and try to find out who the contractor was.
I think that's
If he's been so open with you, Ezekiel, about this, then maybe he could be open about who hired him. I mean, we tell him a lie, or maybe not a lie, that this Finch is coming to dinner.
Yes.
And that he would be a chance to meet him then. At least in conditions that would be more on our terms.
Yes.
We wouldn't be surprising Finch. Everyone would be here to sort of watch over. So if we could sort of like a guarantee that he could meet Finch as a T branch.
Yes.
Yes. What do you think? Is that possible, maybe?
I think it's possible. I only fear the harm that could come to Finch.
Ezekiel, I don't want to sound. I think Finch would be okay. Like he has like what 3 gems now. They all deal things. I think he'd be fine, to be honest.
Yes, I think you are right. Maybe I was just a bit concerned, overzealous of my own, doings in the possibility of consequence. But no, I think you are fine. You're correct. I think yes. Let's use the meeting with Finch and Kurubashi as parlay to get this information.
Yeah. Sia, what do you think?
What?
Sorry, I was talking to
Dropping
Jonathan.
everything, bro.
All right. What did you miss?
Something about a parlor.
Westless put forward that we use that Finch might be coming to the dinner as he is coming to the dinner to lure the captain's sort of indulgence to seeing Finch as a way to get hopefully information out of him in regards to who's been hiring him.
Yeah, we could give that a try.
And if that was something that you guys would like to do, now would be the time, as the captains have finished speaking to each other, and you're going to have to start running interference on the captain.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'll approach the captains.
Yep.
And I say, Captain Kurubashi, how was the afternoon been?
It's been busy. You know what I mean? And as he turns his attention to you, Ezekiel, Sia, you sort of lead our captain away, and then
lock him into the small details.
Yeah.
So, Ezekiel, what's going on?
Well, I was hoping that we, as a group, could all sit together, and if we do have a joint table between us all leaders of the ships, we could you could meet Finch possibly. He's due to sit at our table with us.
Oh, he is he?
He is indeed, yes.
Mate, that's all I've been fucking trying to get. I just want to meet him, ascertain these rumors, you know.
Yes, yes, of course. Just have a chat and I'd love to hear more about your hunt for these artifacts.
Look, Ezekiel, I'm not going to harm him. You know,
I know that, of course.
Like, even if I wanted to, he'd see it coming. He's got eyes that see the future.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah,
It'd be
very
dumb.
true. Well, yes.
You know, how can you trick someone that can see the future?
Yes, that's well, you are right. But you're quite the smart fellow. I'm sure you could, you would have something figured out.
No, I got nothing. I'm a doer. You know, I don't think I got guys to think for me.
Right. Maybe I gave too much credit. I apologize. I just think you're. Well, in the sense of maybe I just presumed that you can do everything because you seem to have accomplished so much that maybe you are quite the.
Are you saying I'm an idiot?
No, of course not. No, you misunderstood. What I'm saying is.
Well, now that you know that I'm an action-orientated fellow, that now you think less of me?
Not at all. No, Kurabashi, no, of course not. No, I want to apologize if that's how I've come across. What I'm saying is I put you on quite a high pedestal that I just assumed that you can alter the future that can come to you.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And you put me on this high pedestal, and you've seen me less than a day.
Well, I've seen your trophies, and you must have done. The trophies you've got off were large challenges. So I just assumed that, all these challenges that come their way, or your way, sorry, you can overcome them.
Well, obviously I have, because I've got the trophies to prove it.
And that's what I'm saying. It gives such a high regard to yourself that I just, incorrectly assumed that nothing could, you could plan for any situation.
Well, I don't work alone. I got a crew. And I'd be an idiot to work by myself. I'd get nowhere. No crew, no ship, no gold, no artifacts, no prestige.
Of course, of course.
Who can find a job when they're working by themselves?
Well, that's very true. That's very true. Well, I apologize, but I will see you at the table tonight.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Was that it?
Yeah, that seems to be all, Kirabashi. I apologize, mate. I will see you at the table for dinner.
Yeah, no worries. And he gives you a what the fuck look at as he walks across the connecting bridge back to his own ship.
Yeah, I give him a small salute. What is up, mate? What do you want? What?
As you sort of make your way back, Wessel goes, "So, did you ask him about who's hiring him?"
Well, I was going to ask him at dinner.
Okay.
Should I have asked him now?
Well, I think it's a bit late now.
No, I can still get him.
And as he looks over, and sort of follow the captain is over there talking to like these three wizards, and they don't look happy.
They don't look happy.
They don't look happy.
About what?
Who knows? Can't hear them. They just have very sour expressions on their face.
I'm gonna stare at them and just see like try to, I guess, read. Can I read lips?
I will let you roll a perception check.
All right, dude. You don't need everything to my fucking head. All right, perception. What did I roll? Oh fuck! I just fucked it. That is going to be a 13 plus. Dude, I need my glasses to read, brother. You're just going to have to hold for a sec. 14.
All right. You have no idea. They're just making
Yeah,
mouth
okay.
movements.
Okay, well, yeah, they're a bunch of cranky people anyway. It's probably just natural for them. I haven't seen them smile all day, right?
No.
My point exactly. Dude, what are you crying about?
Sia,
Yeah.
the captain goes, there's been a change of plans. Sia? The dinner is going to be a lot shorter. We're cutting the amount of crew that's going to be on top deck.
Okay.
I gave the reason being that, you know, the food that we're putting forth, it's going to be like quite a lot, and with us sort of forking it over, it'd be too much of a strain on our supply. So we're just going to keep it short on our end. So some of the crew, us, Raijin and Fusion are going to be there, and I've stopped the wizards from going across. I don't know why, but the more, I'd say the tall one, I feel like I've seen him before, but I just can't point where. And if I've
Does
seen him
he-
before, then I don't trust it.
Does he point out which one?
He does. To the tallish one, being that he's just taller than his two other wizard compatriots. The two shorter ones are goblins, and the taller one is an orc. And it's the orc he's referring to as having seen before.
But he's not sure from where, right?
Not sure from where, but he's getting like a weird feeling on it.
Okay. All around bad vibes from everyone. Okay.
So yes, that's the change of plans.
Sounds like a good idea. I wanted to ask you, just in regards to the way that these chips have been made, I suppose you would have a better understanding of the physical aspect. What extent of damage would you need to make to the... Okay, out of character, do these chips have like full-on
Full on what, sorry?
masks?
Yes.
What sort of damage do you think would be needed to fell a mask?
It'd have to be a little bit substantial. Part of the driving force on moving up to this class 2 of cargo transport ship was that they were more vulnerable. Well, at least the older ones were more vulnerable to a select amount of elemental damage when they would go to the fluorescent islands, which is where most of the ships were going at the time. And so when they were getting upgraded into the class 2s that they are now, worked into the wooding. The ships are made not just with regular trees. These are specially planted flora that they are then imbued with their own sort of magic. I'm giving you the best description I can because I wasn't during my teachings. I really didn't care so much about that attention to detail. I don't care how the ship is made per se. I just care that I get to learn how it works and all that. Give me the final product so I can drive it.
Right. Because this particular ship that we have doesn't have any combat ability, does it?
No, and that's these class 2s were designed for that sort of way. Group transport and storage holds. The Blood Eagle class of ships were what you're thinking of, and they're coming on like 10 years old now.
What if the damage was set internal?
The ship isn't as protected on the inside, so you could ascertain. What sort of damage are we talking about?
Personally, I can only do fire, but I suppose that also depends on what can be found on their ship.
You'd have to meet. It's doable. Inside the ship, the magical working is weakened compared to the outside, so it's doable. But you'd have to meet a sort of threshold to overcome the natural magical protection.
Right.
But as far as my understanding goes, once the threshold has been breached, it is then no longer applied. As long as the ship steerers aren't imbuing their own into the ship.
Well, just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking as a backup plan, I do have Dimension Door that I can do twice to get in and out of their ship. If they are overwhelming, theoretically, we can essentially try and destroy their ship as a way to damage their abilities as well. Well, not abilities. What's the word? I don't know the word I'm thinking of.
I like the plan.
Right.
But there is the issue of our ships being conjoined. And if their ship starts taking damage and then going down, we will go with them.
Do we have anyone with Dispel Magic?
Yeah, our ship steerers do. They could do it, but it's a delicate game. We could do it, but also, they've got their own casters to counterspell.
Of course. But again, a lost foot.
Of course. I mean, it would definitely create a sort of panic, for sure. But
Well,
I like where you're thinking, Sia.
perhaps you can come with me, as it might be good to discuss it with the I know you just told me what the title is, but
The ship steerers?
thank you. Yeah, so we can go talk to the ship series, ensure that they have such a spell prepared.
Yeah. And sort of any points to where they are. They're up on the higher up, just the tier down from where the steering wheel is. All three of them are there.
It's always better when a plan comes from the captain. It gives more morale boost to the people, doesn't it? Why not come with me?
I am yours to command, Sia.
And that is what she is doing, also as a distraction.
Yep. So you and the captain make your way up a flight and speak to the three ship steerers about your plan.
Cool.
Brandon, are you there? Able to speak, my friend? No.
Let me test. Okay. I will probably shit the bed sometime soon. Because my computer runs fine until I try.
It's already done it. He's already shit the bed.
No, that's a normal shitting of the bed. That's a normal one.
Oh, nice. Normal shitting? Okay. What's the
It's
special shitting?
The special shitting is where I am just dropping in and dropping out like someone's firing an Uzi. And I fear that I am being annoying, especially to the recording, where it's dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I've heard that song before.
Yeah. Nah, it's all good.
It seems slightly more stable, but I don't know what I've done.
Bro,
It's still enough to make my mic drop out though.
Well, with the dinner almost upon us, I think for now it is a good time to end today's session.
that was good, man.